So Team USA basketball lost last night. They lost to effectively a team they snubbed, which is poetic. Before we get on to it, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to hit 24.5k by the end of the day, and we're only 80 off. That'd be absolutely insane. Again, we're definitely not going to hit 25k by the end of the day. If we hit somehow 25k, that would be unbelievable. But that's not going to happen. So, what we are going to be talking about here is what the 12 would be if Team USA, if I was to pick Team USA right now. And that is going to be a very, very interesting one. And I was going to say, I'm going to go and make the team. I'm just going to pick 12 players and keep some players and get rid of some. But I do think that it is obviously a little bit harder to do. So, after what I've seen, there is only one choice for the point guard. There is genuinely only one choice for the point guard. And if your choice for point guard is anyone but Caitlin Clark, you are delusional. If your choice for the point guard is anyone but her, you are absolutely delusional. Like, she got 9 assists in 12 minutes of playing time with the All-Star team. Could you imagine if in an Olympic setting where there's an even bigger gap between these and the team they're playing and everyone can just run and score? She would be, like, adding Caitlin Clark to this team would make them 10 times better. 10 times better. It's not even funny how much better they would be. And shooting guard. So, for Team USA, I'm just going to say this. This is the craziest take, but you saw it yesterday. There is an extra pressure that is added when you put on your national team jersey. And I think that it's a pressure that a lot of people have not faced. We saw how bad Jackie Young was. We saw how poor Breanna was. And if you looked at even in the World Cup qualifiers, Kelsey Plum was playing as much. It was Kat Copper. Taurasi. Give her a farewell tour. You can have one player here on sentiment. You can have one player on sentiment. And let's go Taurasi. Let's just put Diana Taurasi in. Based on sentiment, you can put her into the starting lineup. At the small forward position, again, this is what I would go with. At small forward, you're going to put in one of the best and most versatile players in the world, Breanna Steward. I know she plays the 4, but she can play on the wing. Breanna Steward can play on the wing. And there's no question about that one. She can play on the wing. You've already got your point guard. Your power forward. Or your small forward and your power forward are going to be your main scorers. Which is why I'm like, just having a safe set of hands in Taurasi is not too bad. And you've also got Stewie, who's a lockdown defender. Your power forward is going to be A'ja Wilson. The best player in the world right now. With Breanna Steward and A'ja Wilson and a point guard who will give them both the ball, all they have to do is get into position and give them both the ball to be effective. They are an unbelievable pairing. And then, you need your Kenneth Faried. If you guys don't know what I mean by Kenneth Faried, Kenneth Faried is one of the greatest Team USA players in the history of that program. I've never seen anything like it. Most people do not remember the robbed of an MVP manimal. Like Kenneth Faried in the 2014 World Cup, he made the all-tournament team. And by the way, this was a Team USA with an MVP candidate, Anthony Davis, Steph Curry, who was going on to win MVP, prime Klay Thompson, Derrick Rose, who had come off his near MVP year, Boogie, who was the best big in basketball at the time. Like, this was a joke of a Team USA. They beat every team by 20. Their best player was Kenneth Faried. He was the hustle player. That is what you need. You are building a team. You are not building a group of individual players. So at the center position, I know she's not a center, but look, maybe you change it up if you're playing China with Leah Rue, but a lot of the time you're not going to be playing Giants. And you even saw it yesterday. She was destroying centers, and you can play A'ja at center if you need to. You play Angel Reese. You start Angel Reese. That team is a 5 that is unguardable. And also, you're able to hide Taurasi and Clark on defense if you have Reese, Stewie, and AJ. You're able to hide them with those 3. And you've got everything. Look, hypothetically, is Breanna a better player? Yes. But Taurasi is just a safe set of hands on Team USA. Is she as good as Breanna? No. But I just think, I wouldn't be surprised if in the Olympics, Taurasi in their big games, in their finals against Belgium, if Taurasi ends up stepping up. But like, interchangeable between Taurasi, Jackie Young, and Sabrina Ionescu. Backup point guard. This is going to be a bit of a shock right now. But from what I've seen, the backup point guard on Team USA this season, you know what? I was gonna, even from what I saw yesterday, it didn't look great. Give me Natasha Cloud. Give me Natasha Cloud as a backup point guard. Give me her as the backup point guard, or even her as one of the last 2 off the bench. Just bring her there, and even if you want to keep her as one of the last 2 off the bench, that's fine. That is fine, because you just need a second true point guard off the bench. Shooting guard. Sabrina Ionescu. Sabrina Ionescu, without question, should be there at that shooting guard position because she is just deadly. She is deadly. She can be your true backup point guard. And if she's needed, she can go and play that position. She can play it at 2. She can play it at 1. And she can be extremely just effective at both. At the 3, we have got a flat-out scorer who can also kind of guard if needed. You got Kat Copper. You're going to have Kat Copper in there. Like, she's been too good this season. I know she was all right yesterday. I don't know why she didn't play much in the second half. But, yeah. She was going to be there as a backup. And the backup 4, and this is one player that you could find, like, it would seem really hard done by starting Angel Reese over. She's not as good. She's way better than Angel Reese right now. She's one of the 2 or 3 best players in the world. The problem is she's just not as good as Breanna Stewart or A'ja Wilson. And I just think stylistically, starting an Angel Reese would be better. But Fee Collier. She's coming off a bit of an injury. Her feet aren't great. She didn't play much yesterday. She's not going to be 100% healthy. Otherwise, she would be in that starting lineup somewhere. Heck, you know what? She's player up to 2 if you need to. Like, start her somewhere, but she's coming off an injury, which is why I have her coming off the bench. And then, at the center position, you might call me crazy. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, like, there's no reason for this person to be on the team. Look, if you are picking the best possible team, and you're scrapping any sort of, like, biases in there, or personal biases, Brittany Griner is the backup center. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Brittany Griner is the backup center. She was unguardable. Team USA could not guard her. Or Team WNBA couldn't guard her. But at the same time, her running up and down the floor is slow. So she's going to be there for slowdown games. You've got a combination of A'ja Wilson. Like, Stewie started center for the World Cup qualifiers. You've got some rotation of Stewie, A'ja Wilson, and Angel Reese that can play most of the minutes. But playing Brittany Griner 12, 15 minutes a game, she's going to be near unguardable. Like, completely unguardable in that amount of time. And last 2 off the bench. First up, we are going to put in the spark plug. We are going to put on the spark plug. And this is the Jewel Lloyd role. The spark plug should not be a starter with this team. I don't have her as a position because this is we are struggling right now, go take us home. This is where your Rike Agumbawale comes in. This is where your shot maker comes in. This is where she plays the Jordan Clarkson role. She comes on for 10 minutes a game, and in those 10 minutes shoots 9 shots. No conscience. That is what Arike should be. Arike is not, like, from calling Arike the biggest snub on the team, they picked an Arike, but they picked Jewel Lloyd. They picked the wrong Arike. Arike does Arike things. And again, Jewel Lloyd also does Arike things. But they picked the wrong Arike. That's the problem. They picked the wrong Jordan Clarkson. And that's what that role is. And then the last spot. This one's so tough. This one is so tough. Actually, you know what? Scrap Natasha Cloud. Scrap. Oh, you know what? Maybe you can't, can you? Because we've seen, like, Jackie Young and Sabrina. Sabrina can play the one a bit, but Jackie Young at the point guard is not going to lead you to wins. I really, really don't hate Cloud. So, players still on this team that I haven't picked. Alyssa Thomas, MVP candidate. You have got Kelsey Plum, Jackie Young. And the crazy thing is, like, Alyssa Thomas has not gone to an Olympics, and Jewel Lloyd. Alyssa Thomas has not gone to Olympics, and everyone was like, oh, congrats, it's her first Olympics. Like, she was picked based on how she is in the WNBA. Alyssa Thomas does not fit with this lineup. As great as Alyssa Thomas is, you've already got Caitlin Clark doing what she does, but better. Like, she doesn't fit. There's no need to have Alyssa Thomas there. So, the player that I would bring is, if you're picking the best team, you bring Jackie Young. Like, you've already got your 2 young players. You probably bring Jackie Young. Like, she's a champion. She's versatile. She plays defense. Has become a decent shooter. You probably bring Jackie Young with that last spot. So for me, you've got one player for sentiment. You don't bring not even Alyssa Thomas for sentiment because she's unbelievably good, but she just doesn't fit. You bring Alyssa, like, you've brought Chelsea Gray on sentiment. You are keeping Fee Collier on sentiment because she's injured. Alyssa Thomas, you're bringing Jewel Lloyd because of what she had done previously. She's been terrible this season. And you can have your sentiment for Taurasi. You kind of need, look, experience is needed. You might be saying, oh, they have enough experience. But, like, at the guard position, they don't. They don't have enough experience at the guard position. So, I will say, that is the team that I would go with. I would take out Chelsea Gray. I would take out Kelsey Plum. I would take out Alyssa Thomas. And I would take out Jewel Lloyd. And the players I would replace them with are Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Arike Agumbawale, and if you want to keep Alyssa Thomas in and play her at times at the point, and then take out Natasha Cloud, that actually might be the best idea. But I don't know. I just think that team would beat the team that I named, would destroy this Team USA.